time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. It's Friday. It's day 5 of my top 5 albums of the 1980s. I'm going to reveal my number 1 pick, my number 1 album of all of the 1980s, the full decade. That album is Sandinista by The Clash. Now, I was never really heard much by The Clash, if anything by The Clash, until 1979, when I went into the record store and there on the shelf was a copy of an album called London Calling, and it was by The Clash. It had an interesting cover. I'd heard some things about them because I was reading the English papers. So I thought, okay, I'm going to buy this album, see what it's like. It was a 2-record set. I took it home, put it on, and it blew me away. Loved the album. It was fantastic. I loved it so much, I had to go back and buy their first 2 albums. I bought their first album in 2 formats, both the USA version and the UK version, because they're different, and give them enough rope. I also went back, bought all their 7-inch singles and their 12-inch singles. So I became a Clash fanatic. Well, in December of 1980, they put out the ultimate Clash album. This was called Sandinista. It was a 3-record set. It had 36 tracks on it, 6 songs per side of the album. All the tracks were phenomenal. I mean, they did so many genres on this album. I think they hit just about everything you can think of. They had rock and roll, they had soul, they had jazz, they had tons of dub. I mean, they were really influenced by Mikey Dread on this album. They had gospel. I mean, you name it, they played it on this album. It was incredible. It was incredible. They had also a lot of guest artists on this album. Like I mentioned, they had Mikey Dread, who really influenced them in reggae and in dub, and he's on quite a number of the tracks, especially the dub tracks. Then we had some members of Ian Dury's Blockheads on the album. Mickey Gallagher was on here and played keyboards. We had Norman Watroy playing bass and Davey Payne playing saxophone. And the one guy that I thought was really thrilling on this album was Timon Dog. He played violin, and he did violin on quite a number of tracks. In fact, there's a song called The Equalizer, which is a dub song, and they're playing violin in this dub song. I mean, it's just great stuff on this album. It's just phenomenal. When I put it on, now this is 3 albums, right? It's 3 records. So you're figuring about 20 minutes a side. So this is about, 2 hours long. If I put on the first side of this album, I got to sit there for 2 hours and listen to the whole album. It is that good. I just love this album. So now I had to try to pick a track. The problem with having your favorite album, plus having 36 songs on your favorite album, is which song do I pick? There are so many fantastic songs on this. In fact, I had to go through about 6 to 8 songs that I really wanted to play, but I didn't have that much time. I had to select one song. So what I did was I narrowed it down to 2 songs. And I picked the one that had the best video because I couldn't make up my mind on the song that I wanted to play. So the song we're going to listen to is Charlie Don't Surf. Now, that line was taken from the movie Apocalypse Now, which you'll also see in this video. But it's a great song. My guess is out of all the tracks on this album, and there was quite a number of singles pulled from this album, that is one that always gets a listen. When it comes on, it's like, wow, what a unique song. So here we go with my number 1 album of the 1980s, Sandinista by The Clash, and the song Charlie Don't Surf. Oh, by the way, I always do this. I always forget to show the album cover. This is the album cover. I love the album cover too. Now, it's not a bifold or a trifold. All 3 records are slid into the jacket along with there's a newspaper that is included with the album called the Armageddon Times. So to have the complete set, you need the three records and the newspaper. But I love the cover. I love the black and white, kind of almost tin tone picture of the Clash set back with Sandinista and the Clash in red at the top and the bottom, and then surrounded by that black. I think it's such a stunning cover. And again, I love covers. I love the artwork on albums. If they got poor artwork, the album kind of turns me off. If they got dynamite artwork, I love the album. This has dynamite artwork. So let's listen to The Clash doing the song Charlie Don't Surf.
Air jam, son. Air move. I can take a 44 just more than I like. I can get anything up to the sushi on the Now it's just with bacon. I like Mine's going like this. We got a floor for you. And bring my gator spoon, the egg six. Well, I mean, it's pretty hairy in there. It's Charlie's point. Charlie, don't surf!
Okay, so this song is just phenomenal. The first time I heard it, it was like, wow, the lyrics are incredible. Very anti-war, as you can see, based around Vietnam, but it could be almost any war because they're all kind of bad things. And they kind of wrote the song around Apocalypse Now as well, which I think is kind of cool that they wrap so much into one song. I love the beginning where that keyboard comes in. You've got that nice keyboard, and then the heavy bass guitar and drum come in, and then we get the vocals starting to come in, which are dynamite. I mean, I love Joe Strummer's voice. He's got a great voice for this type of music. The Clash wouldn't be the Clash without Joe Strummer. He's like the focus of this group. I just love his vocals. And then you got kind of almost a psychedelic feel to the song. There's some psychedelic sounds in there. You've got that continuous synthesizer playing in there. You got the guitars, just really well put together but it's got this driving beat that just brings you along with the song, and it makes you want to sing along. Even though it's not an upbeat song, you want to sing along with it. Charlie don't surf, and you will he should. It's just kind of a cool song, and I think this is where the Sandinista album really shines, is in the song structures along with the lyrics that they put with the music. Just good stuff. Let's keep on going. Okay, great song. Great song. I love this song. I love the whole album. I mean, the album from beginning to end, like I said, is just fantastic. Starts out Magnificent Seven, which is a great song. Goes into Hitsville, UK, which is another great song. Both those were singles off the album, along with the song The Call Up. And so you keep on going through this album, and you're mixing different genres, and you're getting, you'll do a rock and roll song like the Magnificent Seven, then you do Hitsville UK, which has got a little bit of soul to it. Then you'll get into like a reggae song or a dub song, and like I said, there's even a gospel song on here. The whole album is just so well put together. I've heard people talk about this album. In fact, I was talking to the owner of our local record store here about this album about a month ago, in fact. And he goes, "Well, there's so much garbage on that album. They could have taken that down to a one record set." And I'm going, "Whoa, no, you can't do that. There's so much on this album. They were really stretching out. It'd be like taking the Beatles' White Album and taking it down to a one record set and dropping a bunch of tracks. You can't do that. That album, the White Album, is just phenomenal because there's so many different genres on there, so many different styles of music. The Beatles were really stretching out. That's what the Clash were doing on Sandinista, and that's why I think I love Sandinista so much that it's my number one choice of albums for the 1980s. It's just a tremendous album. You could put it on, and you're like listening to like 8 different groups because of all the different styles of music on this album. But I really love Charlie Don't Surf. I love the ending too, where it kind of starts fading out, and you think the song's over with, and then it fades back in again, and they get some really heavy drumming at the end. I mean, they're just hitting the drum really hard along with that bass guitar. And I think that sounds really cool. And then you've got that, I don't know if it's a synthesizer or what's playing in there, but it gives it that psychedelic feel. Every time I hear this song, I'm thinking, okay, we're going back to 1967. This is sort of a psychedelic song. So again, a different genre, a different take on a song, just so well done. I can't say enough about this album. It is just fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the fact that my number one album was Sandinista by The Clash. That was released in December of 1980. And my pick off of that album, Charlie Don't Surf. Great song, just a fantastic song. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button. That'd be so cool. Also, I'm going to take a link to this video. Now, the video I think is just really neat. When I saw this video the first time, where they took Apocalypse Now, scenes from Apocalypse Now, and then overlaid the Clash live in concert, and then the song played over it, I thought, wow, that's pretty wild. I really like this, how they did that. And it fits so well with the lyrics to the song. So I think the video, gets a top notch along with the song. So if you have any comments on Charlie Don't Surf by The Clash or the album Sandinista, put in the comments below. And then, like I said, what I'm going to do is take the link to this video and put it in my description below or my notes below. So if you want to watch the video again, just click on that link. It'll open up and play through. I won't be stopping it and making comments. You'll just get to watch the video. I'm also going to take a link to the channel that uploaded this video and put it in the description below as well. So all you got to do is click on that. You can go to that channel. Maybe they got some other really cool videos, because like I said, this video is really wild. Just really wild. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, we're doing a lot of cool things here. We're doing comparisons between songs. This is the first time I did a top 5. I'm going to do more of these in the future. I do requests. We do all kinds of stuff. So why don't you subscribe to Driving with Todd? You got my video still open? Just go below the video and hit the subscribe button, and you're in. If you go over here, ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. So the week's over. This is my top pick for the 1980s is the Sandinista album. Go check out the previous 4 videos for this week to find out my number 2, 3, 4, and 5 best albums of the 1980s. I think you'll find some really gems in there. So this was great. Loved it. I hope you loved it. I put a big smile on my face. I hope I put a big smile on your face. And peace out, baby.